Number 6, Jacob Schlechter. Number 18, Jacob Tremonti. Number 0, Zachary Shuck. Number 12, Matt Versteeg. And number 17, Jordan Witt. Livonia is coached by Scott Dool, assistant coach Mario Tartaglia. And now the starting lineup from your Lansing Common Football Club. At midfield, number 7, double A7, Ali Ronaldito. Number 2, at defense from Okemos, Aiden Antler. Number 22, a midfielder from DeWitt and Michigan State University, it's Chuck Beck. Number 9, a forward from Hazlet, Michigan, Brandon Dixon. Number 14, a defender from DeWitt, it's Landon Holmberger. Number 25, a defender from Jackson, it's Kevin the House of Payne. Number 3, from Mason, a midfielder, Seth Ross. Your number 10, a midfielder from Hazlet, it's Mooney, 11 Shirley. In goal for the Robins, number 1 from Bedford, Indiana, it's Sam Spiegel.
The time has finally come. It's the final game of the 2023 season as it's Lansing Common taking on familiar rivals Livonia City here at Eastern Stadium. Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside Gilberto Sauceda Stadium here at Lansing Eastern in the heart of Michigan's capital city. Cameron McLaren joined alongside Joshua Pugh. Josh, this is not where both teams saw themselves ending the season. A battle for third place as the title is still yet to be decided on the Great Lakes West side. But this is still a monumental game for both sides.
That is right. And Cam bringing the energy as Lansing always brings the energy against these, as you said, familiar foes from Livonia City. Lansing Common has never lost to Livonia City. But what we have seen regularly against Livonia City is interesting, kind of weird matchups. As 2 years ago in 2021, the two sides squared up, and Livonia forfeited before the game was played as they did not have a full squad. This year, 2023, as you said, the table has mostly been decided in the Great Lakes West Division. This is not the game with stakes that both sides wanted to play, but it is one that's certainly meaningful to both sides, as any of our fans who've ever spent any time at all on the internet know that Livonia City is a side that brings it with fan support to a degree that a lot of other sides in the Midwest Premier League don't typically. And they also bring it with the memes. This is a matchup of frenemies here, as Livonia City probably the side that we've got the most love for, but also been sort of rivalries since the league was launched 2 years ago.
As we begin this broadcast, we'll take a look at the Lansing Common starting 11. A few changes for Coach Brent Sorg's side. After last weekend, it'll be Spiegel once again in net for the Robins. The back three of Hungerford, Payne, and Antcliffe. In front of them, a 5 midfielder set. Jack Beck alongside Munir Shirali with Ali Ahmad, Jack Voigt, and Victor Toon making a start for the Robins. And the top two, the dynamic duo, I should say, of Brandon Dixon and Seth Russ will headline the Robins attack. Going through the starters for Livonia City, Eli Bride, Carl Hunt, Joe Iguanello, Kellen Landfeld, Evan Morrison, Matthew Rafferty, Jacob Schneider, Zachary Shuck, Jacob Tremonti, Matt Versteeg, and Jordan Witt. That's the starting 11 for the visiting Livonia City Football Club. So both teams just separated by 1 point in the standings. A battle for third place. The championship of the Great Lakes West decided tomorrow on the west side of the state. But here we go. The final game for me, the final game for a lot of people. And we are underway here from Eastern Stadium.
Lansing back in their familiar for 2023 back three. Running out a 3-5-2 today, as Cam talked about, a little bit different roster. That is because it is July 22nd. A lot of the guys on Lansing Common's squad either dealing with injuries, dealing with a return to their college sides, and that is necessitating the different shape today. The other thing that you're likely to see from the Robins is a lot of substituting. Tierno Decoure not available for the side today as he is serving a suspension for his double yellow last week. Mark Wishmeyer a little bit banged up, but here in the building. Luke Kalovitz also dealing with an injury. Other than that, I would expect of the 6-7 orange shirts that you see down on the bench, probably going to see quite a few of those guys as Josh Rosendale, Julian Burge, and others look to make an impact off the bench today.
And it will be a deep bench for Brent Sorg today. A rather hot one here as the weather still warming up as we approach the dog days of summer. 79 degrees here in Lansing. Pitch side temperature a nice cool 86 degrees.
We've certainly seen worse here in past summers. One thing we were commenting on and appreciating last night at Ozone's Brewhouse was the lack of extreme heat that's come here to Eastern Stadium this summer. Been a lot of just balmy, nice, cloudy, but also sunny days here. Couldn't really have asked for much better weather this season for our Lansing Common home stretch these last 5 weeks.
Mr. Robbins will give away a throw-in along the near side, and as we said earlier, that back three for Lansing Common, they returned to it after a stint with the four back as Ben Derby once again had to serve that suspension for the double yellow last Friday in the 2-2 draw against West Michigan Bearings that eliminated Lansing Common's title hopes. Not able to win the ball back in the middle of the park.
Yeah, a lot of very impactful refereeing decisions in this Midwest Premier League season for Lansing Common. It's going to be interesting to see. We've got kind of a scientific experiment here where, as we said earlier, both sides not much to play for today, and so we'll see if the refs got the memo or if they try to make their own mark on this match in a way that they have done more often than not.
This ball played back to Hungerford. Far side for Jack Voigt, who gets a start once again for Brent Sorg's side. Now back to Kevin Payne. Looking for Toon. Headed into the 6-yard box. The first action for Zachary Shuck.
Probably the best keeper kit matchup of our season here, wouldn't you say, Cam? As Livonia City works with Hummel, which is one of the preferred partners of the Midwest Premier League and an international brand in their own right. So you wouldn't necessarily expect a whole lot of creativity, but certainly more than we've seen from a lot of the other sides that come in here to Eastern Stadium.
Livonia City pulling out all the stops in their marketing brand. This ball played forward to Jordan Witt.
I gotta say, I don't really understand the wheat being featured so prominently in the crest for inner ring suburb of Detroit.
Back out for Jordan Witt. Played forward for Rafferty. Looking to send it in. Payne deals with the first clearance. Back out to Rafferty. Up top, Landfeld. That one took a deflection off of Hunt. He was unaware of it. Rolls out safely for a goal kick for Lansing Common, the first sign of life from the visitors.
Sam fortunate there as that one rolled clear with no danger, just a little bit of stress.
Spiegel will play it short to Aiden Antcliffe, and as we were alluding to earlier, the back three for Lansing Common, they've started and played in every game this season. And in just a few moments, Landon Hungerford will eclipse the 2,000 minutes played mark as a handball goes nowhere. It'll be played forward now for Brandon Dixon. Trying to work through two defenders, taken down in the process. No foul given for him.
If that's a harbinger of future events from the referee, I'm happy. But unfortunately, we've seen, Cam, that a lot of times there's not a lot of consistency across matches.
Consistency has been an issue for both referees home and away, as well as the play of Lansing Common this season.
Landon Hungerford, what a tackle.
Now the Robins will reclaim possession. Set far side for Jack Voigt. Voigt in that familiar right wing side, looking for numbers. Interior for Seth Russ, or excuse me, back deflection. Russ was there to get the rebound, instead collected by Shuck.
Ali Ahmad with a crazy diagonal ball to streaking open Jack Voigt to set that whole sequence off. Unfortunately, not much danger created from it, but so far I'd say on the offensive side, great to see the boys moving really with a lot of fluidity and moving quickly as well. Just not waiting too long with the ball, not messing around, looking to get vertical and be dangerous.
Now for Carl Hunt. Hunt looking for the run of Landfeld, instead takes it on his own. Back outside, sliced wide by Rafferty, out for a goal kick. Sam Spiegel, who once again gets the net for Lansing Common, a 4-2-2 record in his first season with the Robins. Amassing 26 saves so far. He will not even come close to Ethan Brandt's goalkeeping record last season. 53 saves for him in Lansing Common's second place finish in the Midwest Premier League. Beck, now for Ahmad. Tried to find the run of Toon, instead sent back. Dixon there making himself a nuisance. It's sent back out to Eli Bride. Now for Rafferty. Referee played advantage, instead brought back for a free kick just past the halfway line as Ahmad committed the foul. Some slight antics there from Seth Russ.
I didn't see what happened. That looked like maybe Livonia pushed that a little too soon and in a direction that was right at Seth Russ, because they did it again right after the first time.
This ball sent out for another throw-in for Livonia City. Teams just separated by 1 point, a battle for third place here in Lansing's capital. Sent in looking for Landfeld. With the back of his head, a return effort by Hunt, safely in the arms of Spiegel.
Great defensive work by Victor Toon there out of his midfield position today.
Brought forward now by Landon Hungerford, who has now eclipsed that 2,000 minutes played mark. He's now third all-time in minutes played for Lansing Common, which includes both active and inactive members. Ty Uziak has had his record of 1,700 minutes eclipsed, first by Kevin Payne just a few weeks ago, and now Landon Hungerford as well. Landfeld. Now to Schleicher. Looking up for Hunt. Taken over by Rafferty. Rafferty has a run on the far side. Back post! Ushered wide of the net.
And Cam, that's a real testament to the way that Brent Sorg and Josh Oakley before him have worked to build this club. in a way that's sustainable, but also with great continuity. You know, the average lower level American soccer side folds after 3 seasons, and so for Lansing Common to be doing it 3 seasons in with college guys, but college guys that show a real commitment to and love for this club and the fans and the city of Lansing, just a real testament to the culture that has been built here by players, coaches, supporters alike.
Intercepted along the far side by Jordan Witt, trying to work around Seth Russ. Seth Russ able to get the challenge in as Witt had ran his race.
Wonderful work by Seth Russ, tracking back all the way from his striker position to into his own box to shut down the opportunity for Livonia there.
Now Eli Bride. Almost dispossessed there by Munir Shirali. It's sent off of Bride out for a Lansing throw. Just under a quarter of an hour here played in Lansing. The visiting Livonia City looking the livelier of the two sides to begin this one. Now Jack Beck. Michigan State Spartan, who has one of his former teammates also on the pitch with him today. Instead playing in the opposing blue kit, Kellen Landfeld, who was since transferred to Case Western Reserve University. Played a few years with Jack Beck just down Saginaw Street. Playing for Damon Rensing's Michigan State Spartans. Now Victor Toon looking interior, had Russ, instead rolls in on Shuck.
Great cross, but great defense there by Livonia, had everything covered up.
Shuck will take his time and take a look at the all-time series history. It's Lansing Common who has had Livonia's number in the past 2 seasons. The one and only meeting this season as the conference has grown and separated into 2 divisions. Lansing Common 2-0 victors last season on the road against Livonia, and the first 2 meetings in the maiden season for Lansing Common, both 1-goal victories for the Robins, including another nail-biter on the road as the Robins had to fight back in that one.
That was Brent Sorg's first match as interim head coach for Lansing Common last summer. And also probably more memorable for the folks that were there as the one where we almost left Kyle Clayton in Livonia.
Kyle Clayton, who has since taken a job with the club down in Hamtramck, Detroit City FC, has also successfully defended his master's dissertation. You can stream The Common Game, his film that he used to get his master's degree from Wake Forest, now on YouTube. This ball sent out for a goal kick. As the home side has seemingly struggled in the first quarter of an hour, still looking to find their footing here.
Yeah, as I said earlier, a lot of continuity and a lot of versatility. Guys playing all over the pitch, unable to turn it into any real danger at all. As I don't believe that Lansing Common even has a shot on target yet.
It'll be Livonia City with the lone and only shot in this one so far, as Landefeld's strike from outside the 18 deflected off of Hunt, now for a goal kick as a game of head tennis ensues in the middle of the park, and Landfeld trying to spot the run of Hunt. Instead, ushered out by Payne, who took a foul in the process. It'll be whistled for a free kick. And it's not too often you see Kevin Payne get shoved to the ground.
Not too often, but when it happens, you always know that there was a foul committed, because that is hard won.
Taken over by Evan Morrison.
Nice tackle by Evan to dispossess Brandon Dixon.
Instead,
nice
Antcliffe
tackle by Aiden Antcliffe to win the ball right back.
Off of Jordan Witt. His team's trade possession. Now Dixon. Over to Seth Russ. Trying to find the run of Dixon. Still Seth Russ. Looking interior. Toon couldn't get there at time. It's sent out by Bride, up for Landfeld. Possible counter here for Livonia City. Jordan Witt trying to find the run of Landfeld. He poked it just in front of Beck. Now Morrison. Rafferty. Looking inside has Hunt. Hunt still with it. Strong challenge there from Hungerford. Able to clear the danger momentarily for the Robins. Still Landon Hungerford. Along the near wing, Russ. Shadowed by Bride. Hungerford back in the mix. Left for Ahmad, who was able to escape the pressure of Morrison. Still Ali Ahmad. 1-2 with Russ. Instead whistled for an offside as the far linesman saw Ahmad in an offside position. Once again, a spot kick for the visitors. And after a slightly disappointing few results last week, Lansing Common, a 2-2 draw against West Michigan that saw their title hopes vanquished. And a 3-3 absolute barn burner here on Sunday afternoon, a matinee that saw 6 goals and 12 cards, including Tierno Decore's second yellow that saw Lansing Common play for a second consecutive game with 10 men.
Second consecutive game and 4th out of 11 in Midwest Premier League play, Cam. It's without question the story of the season is the amount of fouls and cards that have been sort of inexplicably stacked up on Lansing Common, as only one was a straight red, and only one was in the run of play. And so again, just inexplicable is the only thing you can say about the results in the field, looking a lot like every other season, but for the amount of time that the Robins have been forced to play with 10 men.
As Dixon whistled for an offside, and as you said, only one red card in the run of play. That was Jack Beck's red card against Futsal Factory, as the 3 draws on Lansing's 6-3-2 record, the direct result of those 3 games playing with 10 men, including a draw against Futsal Factory that ended 1-1 in Dexter, Michigan, and the last 2 games against West Michigan Bearings and 1927 Sport Club, a 2-2 and 3-3 draw respectively. As for Livonia, they've been the comeback kids so far this season, down 2-0 last week to Liquid Football, scored both goals in the second half to earn a point at home in their final home match of the season. It's Beck looking for Dixon, shuck well out of his net, he bobbles it, able to get the seconds on it.
Livonia also has played sort of the inverse of Lansing Common's season. They had a string of home games to kick off the year and appeared to really be exceeding expectations in the way that they were stacking up wins at home. And then when they had to go on the road, it was a different story. Very early on, they took a trip to Fort Wayne where they lost by several goals. And from there, it's been, as you said, it's ended up looking a whole lot like Lansing Common's season. They just took a little bit more circuitous route to get there, and I believe fewer red cards as well.
Off a deflection, out for Voigt. Still Jack Voigt inside, looking for Russ. Instead dealt with by Schleicher and sent out by Tremonti. As you were alluding to, that 4-1 defeat for Livonia City is Jack Beck dispossessed by Carl Hunt. A sliding challenge there by Payne, who left no doubt able to win the ball back for the Robins.
Left no doubt, and the attacker didn't even lose his feet. Wondering what happened. Where's the ball? Crazy slide tackle by KP.
Strong challenge there from the Niagara University product as this one's sent out for a Lansing corner. Robins have been set-piece specialists this season, including Munir Shirali's 2 goals this season off of free kicks. They'll no doubt be looking for Kevin Payne, whose 2 goals in his collegiate and semi-professional soccer career have come off of his head. Has yet to score a goal in his 3 seasons at Niagara. Instead has 2 goals to his name in 2 seasons with Lansing Common.
Jack Beck standing over it for the Robins.
Beck to insert it, going low. Played in by Dixon. Ross couldn't get on the end of it. Instead deflected by Morrison and sent back out for Hunt. Antcliffe once again with a strong challenge by a Lansing defender.
Nice bit of cleanup for Aiden there.
So results back to Kevin Payne. He's now started 23 straight games for the Robins. It's Payne who had that goal against BIH off the head to make it a 2-1 game. Also leveled things against West Michigan Bearings last Friday, as this one rolls out for a goal kick. As has been the story with Lansing Common in the past 3 years, getting defenders in scoring position. Something that in the hockey world we would call the Norris Trophy, best offensive defenseman. As most diehard fans remember, the first goal for Lansing Common ever scored was against Fort Wayne Sport Club a few seasons ago. A right back to left back connection, Dante Morissette to Kyle Scott. Morissette, who has completed his collegiate career at Michigan State, while Kyle Scott has most recently strapped on the boots to play for Michigan Jaguars in the Great Lakes East Division.
Kyle Scott, the very definition of an offensive defenseman throughout his time with Lansing Common.
Sent outside the 18, Hunt. There first to collect in front of a shorter Ali Ahmad. Played in the middle of the park, Morrison. Back to Schleicher. Out to the far wing for Iquinello. Back for Kellen Landfeld. Spots the interior run, has Morrison. Dealt with momentarily by Payne. Back out, Iquinello. Searching inside, Hunt couldn't get there. Ahmad headed it back out. And Russ able to turn his defender. Tried to get on the inside of Bride, who did just enough to knock Russ off the ball as it's played back to his goalkeeper.
Great couple of headers from Lando and then from Ali Ahmad to first win the ball and then redirect it, start the beginnings of a counter that wasn't able to materialize into anything.
Hoofed up by Shirali, looking for the run of Dixon. He has it along the far wing. Dixon searching for numbers, a heavy touch. Is Tremonti able to dispossess young Brandon Dixon? Lansing Common still have yet to find that superb quality they've enjoyed throughout a majority of the season in the final third. Now Schleicher. Landfeld. Now Iquinello. Back for the shifty Kel Landfeld, who did just enough to make himself some space. Surrounded by a sea of red jerseys. Jordan Witt. Near side for Bride. Looking inside. Dealt with by Antcliffe. It'll result in the first corner kick for the visitors. Jordan Witt, the shifty forward from Livonia City, making himself a nuisance for the back three of Lansing Common, has earned his side a corner. It'll be Schleicher to take the ensuing corner kick. The in-swinger looking back post, straight in the arms of Spiegel.
Excellent save by Sam there. Seemed a little surprised by it, but did not shy away from the challenge. Great work.
As Rafferty had that free header along the back post. Not the usual target that the Robins have seen when it comes to a Livonia City set piece. Usually defender Matt Versteeg. Instead now, Lansing Common going forward.
By Lando.
Hungerford along the wing. Tried to play it inside. Dealt with there by Witt. Sent out for a throw.
Just delaying his run, communicating. Landon Hungerford might be the best midfielder we have, and Cammy doesn't play in the midfield.
Hungerford enjoying the small snippets of attacking that he's had this season, including last week. He looked surprisingly well last week in the 2 consecutive draws with the brand new formation, the 4-back that first assistant coach Nathan Clark deployed. This ball turned over by Antcliffe to Landfeld. Numbers forward for Livonia City. Still Landfeld. Now to Hunt. Just outside the 6. Tried to go near post. Spiegel was there to collect.
No question, Cam. Lando's been the MVP down the stretch of this season.
Now for Jack Voigt.
As
here Dixon. Lovely move by the young man. Still Dixon. Now outside for Voigt. Trying to work it in, instead deflected off of Tremonti out for a corner.
Coming into the 27th minute, we're really seeing a big part of the challenge that Lansing Common has had this year, which is they've got an embarrassment of riches in the midfield. And so what do they do today with a lineup? Let's put them all on the field. 3-5-2, 5 in the midfield. And what you're seeing is just something's not quite right. There's a little bit of a disconnect. They just can't play fluidly. There's a little bit too much space maybe between the back and the middle to the front.
Beck now with the in-swinger. Shirali had the free header, still loose. Poked at by Toon and out for a goal kick.
Seems like they've been at their best in the middle third of the field, but just have not been able to translate that into anything real in what we call the build-up here in the soccer business, folks. There's not been any sort of a really coherent build-up. There's wingers and there are defenders and there are midfielders who are able to get a semblance of something together, but when you try to put every piece together, it's not quite there. And this might sound a little bit like we're nitpicking, but when you average 2 points a game over 3 years and you have no hardware, you got to nitpick. That's been the story of club history for Lansing Common. No question throughout 3 years of Midwest Premier League history, the best squad and unable to put it all together.
Dixon's long-range effort just past the far post. And as you were alluding to, Josh, Lansing Common has been one of the best, if not the best team in the Midwest Premier League. They've been the most consistent. 72 points in 35 league games played. The next closest would be West Michigan Bearings with 63 points in as many games. For the Robins, with, as you said, an embarrassment of riches and the amount of returners they've had the past few seasons, it's been kind of disappointing that this season ends last weekend with that draw against West Michigan, that they will not be playing back here next weekend. Instead, it'll be Inter Detroit versus one of 2 teams on the west side, as Beck had trouble dealing with it. Steered it out for a throw-in. Couldn't get it past Morrison, as it'll either be 1927 Sport Club. If they win tomorrow over United West, they are crowned West Division champions, and they will play here at 7 p.m. next Saturday. If they fail to pick up all 3 points, it'll be the West Michigan Bearings who will have a chance to take on the red-hot Inter Detroit in Michigan's capital city. Now for Beck. Now for Dixon. Lovely bit of skill from the young man. Played forward for Russ. The flag goes up along the far side as once again Seth Russ the victim.
By Brandon. It was the right. I mean, any one of us would have done the same thing, but it just needed to push a little bit further, wait a little bit more to let Seth get back on side.
Morrison looking for the run of Landfeld, instead washed away for a throw-in along the far side. As you said, Livonia got off to that red-hot start, 3 consecutive wins before a multitude of losses, including that 4-1 loss to Sport Club. Hungerford did well to get around 4 defenders. The final ball eludes Ahmad and turned over back to Livonia.
Perhaps the scoreline in that one maybe flattered 1927 Sport Club a little bit, as a little bit of intel from that one. Livonia City's head coach was unavailable to make the trip to Fort Wayne, and so friend of the program and Livonia City board member Ben Rohde was acting as head coach for that game. So I think Ben would agree, maybe not putting their best foot forward in that one. I think they also were missing some guys, not playing with a full squad to make the long drive from the western Wayne County suburbs all the way down to Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Acuff played it off the body of Rafferty out for a throw, and as you said, it's been weird this season with teams traveling on the road. 1927, a club that throughout the season has traveled lightly from the friendly confines of Fort Wayne.
It's something that's just we are not used to seeing here in Lansing, as we are a club that brings a full complement of 22 guys on the road every single road game that we have. And so you often think a side shows up with 12 or 14, and that means something, and a lot of times.
Voigt able to get that one through. Toon off the line and back in. The FAR official said it went in. It looks as though Toon was the last one to get a touch on it. Nonetheless, it's a goal, and we'll set it back to the midway line. It's Lansing Common 1, Livonia City 0.
A fitting goal for a Livonia-Lansing game. Everyone asking, Cam, what just happened? Fortunately, Cam knows.
As Jack Voigt along the far side, his looping cross able to beat everybody in a blue shirt, found 2 red jerseys on the back sticks, instead results in that ball almost cleared off the line by Shuck. Instead, the far linesman along the far side signaled for the goal. The ball completely crossed the goal line. We have a goal, as former Michigan State Spartan Wes McCauley would say. Nonetheless, we get started as the Robins have taken the 1-0 lead as we just passed the half-hour mark.
Livonia kind of rushing and pushing way up the field now, as they're asking the same things that some folks might be, which is what just happened. I would not be surprised to see a quick Lansing counter here in the next 10 minutes if Livonia is going to react this way to giving a sloppy one up like that.
After some deliberation to figure out who actually scored that goal, we have Lansing Common.
A delayed reaction there from our PA announcer, Matt Charteau. Indeed, it will be credited to Victor Toon. It'll be his 3rd goal this season for the Robins and just his 4th start for the club. 3rd goal all time as the DeWitt High School native.
Couldn't ask for 3 better goals than what Victor Toon had this year. Starting with the absolute thunder dunk of a header on the road against the Holland Strike Rovers. And I'm not certain how to describe that last one, so.
As Victor Toon also had that top corner goal that made it 4-0 for Lansing Common over Tulip City, a game that ended up 4-2 after 2 late goals from the Tulips. That saw Lansing Common keep their title hopes alive for at least another week earlier on this month. As Livonia City looking to push the envelope here after going down by 1. Looking inside for Hunt, dealt with by Payne. Collected by Tremonti.
kind of interesting offensive strategy from Livonia City. You've seen a lot of clubs come in here to Eastern Stadium and try to play off Kevin Payne. They say, you know, we're not going to beat that guy, whatever. Let's let him take one or two of our forwards out of the play and find another spot on the pitch where Kevin Payne is not, and attack that, or attacking on a set piece. Livonia City often playing their crosses directly at KP have not had a lot of success so far. Only a handful of shots on target. And Sam Spieg has been up to the challenge so far.
Spiegel well out of his 18-yard box to play that just before Carl Hunt.
I renamed him after his Twitter handle.
It's now Dixon entangled with Landefeld, results in a free kick, and the first yellow card dished out.
Boy.
It's Landefeld. A friend of both Munir Shirali and Jack Beck is the first one to go into the referee's caution book.
As we've seen many times this year, Livonia City's head coach having a conversation with the AR on the near sideline. Jack Beck stands over the free kick from 45 out, talking it over with his buddy Munir.
Beck and Shirali. Sent in by Beck, looking back post. Payne well in front of his man, didn't know what to do with it as it was behind his body as Iquinello was on the wrong side of tall Kevin Payne. It results in a goal kick for Livonia.
Great ball by Jack Beck, audacious. Not sure how it got all the way through, but
Shuck will look to play it to Hunt. First there is Hungerford. Played forward by Witt. Payne there to collect for Lansing Common. Dispossessed though. So here comes Livonia the other way. Deflected off of Hungerford. He gets taken down. A free kick in favor of the Robins.
And that is, you just saw an example of the strength of this Robin defense, as he thought that he had beaten Kevin Payne, and KP just said, no, I just handed you off to my buddy, as he had optioned off to the man off the ball, and Lando picked it up, drew the foul, no problem. Not even a shot.
And this Livonia City side that's transitioning between a 3-4-3 and a 4-3-3 is Matthew Rafferty and Evan Morrison along this right side have made themselves a nuisance with Landon Hungerford and Kevin Payne. As the Robins are seeing the quality of the visiting side, instead turned over by Beck. Matthew Rafferty looking for numbers, tried to play through to Morrison, sent back out by Payne. Ahmad had it deflect off of his boot and along that far side, kept alive by Landefeld. Now Matt Versteeg, shadowed by Russ, able to work it free to Iquinello. Deflected off of Ahmad. Here comes Lansing Common the other way. Dixon, lovely challenge there by Tremonti. He'll send it out for a throw. It's a strong challenge from Jacob Tremonti. Thwarted the effort of Brandon Dixon. Now the aforementioned Dixon looking for Russ. Dealt with by Bride, back out to Beck. Tugged there momentarily, instead results in a turnover. As the Wheaties trying to play it quickly, instead results in another Lansing Common throw. Now for Jack Voigt. Spots the interior run of Dixon. He's taken down.
Easy call for the ref there. Boy, I don't. Livonia's been rock solid on defense tonight. I just don't. You got leverage. You got two guys on the ball. What are you doing there with that?
As Ahmad tried to play the free kick quickly, instead blazed it well over the bar as it results in a Livonia goal kick. Intercepted by Antcliffe, who may be one of the more unsung heroes of this Lansing Common squad this season. Inserted
Certainly.
after having an injury last season. Played in just 2 games, including 1 start. Has started every game in his second stint with the Robins. Ahmad. Lovely cross to the near side for Victor Toon. Numbers in the box for Vic Toon. Ushered off the ball by Witt. Cleared only as far as Hungerford. Antcliffe, his lone goal came in that game against West Michigan. Played forward, looking for Shirali. Couldn't knock it down. Still inside the 18 for Toon. Played it off of Witt. The referee says goal kicks. Toon pleading his case.
That looked like a handball over the goal line by Livonia City. Somehow it turns into a goal kick for Livonia City.
That's 2 calls for the Robins of handball that they've wanted, and the referee not budging on his decision. Versteeg able to get there in front of Russ. Played back for Bride. Shuck forced to play it quickly. This ball once again finds the boot of Kevin Payne. Now along the far side for Rafferty. Back for Iquinello. Now Rafferty again.
Seems like Livonia doesn't want to build out of the back, as when their back line stays back, their keeper waves them up, but it also seems like he doesn't have a lot of distance off that foot. I don't think I've seen him knock a goal kick past the halfway line yet.
Bride looking for Hunt. Couldn't get there in time as Antcliffe pressured there by Morrison. Sent up the line, kept alive by Jack Voigt. Not on the same page with Ahmad as it's back with Livonia. Schleicher. Far side, Iquinello. Looking interior. Spiegel there to collect. Sam Spiegel, who has had some amazing moments, stopped a penalty against Michigan Jaguars earlier this season, but has also had some missteps in his young tenure as the Robins 1A netminder. Coach Brent Sorg utilizing 2 goalies this season. Lovely ball there by Hungerford, looking for Shirali. Played by Versteeg. Sent back in, Shuck forced to play it out as Dixon was there making himself a nuisance as the Robins win a throw. Toon. Sent out by Witt, once again to throw in for the Robins.
Ladies and gentlemen, give yourselves a hand. Your support has depleted Stack's barbecue of food.
As we approach the final few minutes of regular time here in the first half.
Thank you for your support. The concession stands
Russ.
plenty of food.
Toon off of Witt. Another throw in for Lansing Common. Inside Dixon. Trying to work around Versteeg. Still Brandon Dixon. Goes down just outside the box. It'll be a dangerous free kick for the Robins. Dixon got on the right side of Versteeg. The Livonia defender forced to take him down to negate the shot.
Yeah, Livonia clearly has done their homework on Brandon Dixon, as they've been doubling onto him quite a bit. Forced to commit a foul there to give up a free kick from just outside the 18 that Cam, we both know, both Jack Beck and Mooney are more than capable of putting this away.
Shirali, who has 3 goals this season, including 2 from free kicks just outside the 18. Jack Beck, who is still looking for his first goal. No doubt shooting range for the Robins. The 4-man wall of Livonia. Shirali, 2-0! Lightning strikes not twice, but 3 times for Munir Shirali. His 3rd free kick goal of the season. Makes it 4 in his account in 2023 as the Robins a commanding 2-0 lead before halftime.
As I said that Livonia had clearly watched tape, I was wondering why their keeper was lining up cheating to the far post, because apparently they didn't watch the game against Fort Wayne where Mooney banged one just like he just did, just like folks may have saw Leo Messi line up for Inter Miami last night. Exactly the same thing. Mooney loves that shot. It was almost too easy for him to bang that one home, as the keeper gave him a yawning opening on the near post.
It's the 4th official along the near side. 1 minute of added time here at the end of the first half. Schleicher looking for Iquinello. Now for Kellen Landefeld. Looking for Hunt. Rolls past him. Hungerford first to deliver. Sent up only as far as Witt in front of the halfway line, as we've eclipsed the minimum 1 minute of added time. Livonia, time for one last attack here to bring it to within 1. Instead, off of Toon, out for a throw. Bride to take it. Now for Carl Hunt. Able to cut back on Hungerford, lost his footing. Back out for Bride. Shadowed by Ahmad. Bride inside, through everybody. Out for Rafferty, working along Voigt. Inside, Payne with a block. Sent out by Antcliffe, as that will do it.
KP with 2 great blocks on that possession, able to almost single-handedly extinguish the danger there. Take us to halftime, 2-0 Robins.
Victor Toon opened the account with a circus goal inside, just outside the half-hour mark, but Munir Shirali's free kick strike sees the home side up 2-0 with the last 45 minutes of Lansing Common football coming up in just a few moments. First 45 in the books, the second 45, the last 45 minutes here of Lansing Common's season. They're up 2-0 after the first half.
The message at halftime from Coach Brent Sorg, the third goal is the most important. Go get that third goal. We will see here in the next few minutes
as we are back
who does
underway.
get that third goal.
The final 45 minutes here in Lansing, Michigan, the capital city of the Mitten State. 3 substitutions for Livonia City after the first half. TJ Withrow, Mac Bouchard, and Quinn Taves. In place of Zachary Shuck, Carl Hunt, and Joe Iguanello. This one played in. Witt, Spiegel well out of his 6. Plays it up. He's well out of his net. Rafferty forced to play back to Landfeld. As Robbins negate any danger. Now brought forward by Seth Russ. Russ, 1-on-2, trying to work around Versteeg. Looking for Silva, the newly implanted midfielder in place of Ali Ahmad, who in his final game of the 2023 season, maybe not his best that he would have liked. Now for Livonia, Rafferty in the middle of the park. Out to Bouchard. Shadowed by Antcliffe. Dealt with by Toon, sent up to the halfway line to clear the danger. As the Robins with their final 45 minutes of the season, playing in front of a rather large home crowd for the final time. We sent forward along that far side for Withrow. Looking interior, kept alive by Antcliffe and sent along the far side for Hungerford. Still Landon Hungerford. Now up for Victor Toon. Lost possession in the middle of the park, collected by Matt Versteeg. Landfeld. Looking near side, Witt. All alone just outside the 6-yard box. Bouchard slices his shot wide. It'll result in a Lansing goal kick as we welcome inside the broadcast booth a familiar voice for a lot of the home supporters. It's Hope from the United West game. Hope, how are you doing? How are you liking your first showing here in Lansing?
Man, thank you very much for having me, first and foremost. Everybody with the Lansing Common. I'm feeling good. I love the atmosphere. Everybody came here. They showed out. The noise, you know, the presence, everything is good. And I think the boys are playing a good game. It's actually a good game overall, I thought. With obviously Lansing Common, they have more possession in the game. They created more chances a little bit, forcing the defense from the other team to obviously work harder. But I think it could go either way still. It's not decided, that's for sure.
And as we mentioned earlier, both 2 out of the last 3 matches against Livonia City and Lansing Common have been decided by 1 goal.
Okay.
This ball played forward for Mac Bouchard. Trying to work around Antcliffe. His cross deflected out for a goal kick. And from your vantage point along the far side, that first half was mainly dominated by the visitors, wasn't it?
Yep. That's what I thought. I thought it was pretty balanced, actually. It was a good back and forth. However, the visitors, the one thing that I found interesting is that when they were crossing in, they were more dangerous. And then once they put the ball on the ground and tried to play individually, they were not as effective as they would have liked to be. Whereas Lansing Common, the possession game, they have it on lock. Whenever they do the low crosses, there's no one home in the box. But then, you know, individual brilliance. Oof. Oh, my Lord!
What a strike for Mac Bouchard. Off the deflection. Goes to the upper 90. And that all-important third goal instead goes to the visitors. It's now Lansing Common 2, Livonia City 1.
Now, didn't he just come in for Livonia? Oh, my Lord. Okay, I told you, man. I don't think this game is over. I think it's far from over. Both the teams are in the same level. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. It's just a matter of who wants it more today. Granted that the visitors don't have fans as much, but I think it could go either way.
As we said in the pregame, it was going to be a close one here. And just after halftime, within the first 5 minutes, the smoke grenades going off for the one lone Livonia City fan along this near side as they strike first in the second half. As you said, Lansing Common, they've been more comfortable in possession, but it's at times when they sloppily give it away that they look rather disheveled.
That's what I think. I think, yeah, it could go either way at this point. I was trying to think about giving it to them, but then no. I don't think Livonia is taking it sitting down. I think they're gonna fight back. They have more hunger now.
One goal has breathed life into the visitors. Shirali tried to ping it to Toon. Sent back out for Jack Beck. Now for Landon Hungerford. Sloppily given away by the Robins. It'll be collected by Livonia. Looking for Withrow. Now played along the near side for Landefeld. Trying to work around Aiden Antcliffe. Now along the far side, Versteeg. Livonia looking for that finishing quality in the final third. Jordan Witt played in. Diving was Spiegel. It's kept alive along the far side. Just before Withrow could get there, it's a goal kick, but nonetheless, Jordan Witt in the past 5 minutes has had himself a day and a half on that left side.
That's what I'm thinking. Could it be fatigue? What's going on? I think that the boys, Lansing Common, they're taking the foot off the pedal here a little bit, which they shouldn't. The game is with 51 minutes in. There's so much time left. It could go either way. But what do you think it is? What do you think the change is? Where's it from?
It'll have to be from the midfield of Lansing Common, that 3-5-2 they've deployed today. Instead, once again, Livonia City with possession around the halfway line. Heavy touch from Landefeld. Tried to play it through.
He did.
Instead, a crunching tackle. Antcliffe dealt with secondly by Hungerford. As the visitors have pushed the envelope here, just 7 minutes into the second half, a lovely pick out by Beck will dispel the danger momentarily. There's one back by Landfeld, set off of Jack Voigt and out for a throw.
I'm just a little bit worried for Lansing Common. I think they're losing momentum in this game. I think Livonia is gaining it. I think Livonia is looking cleaner right now. I think they're creating more chances.
Withrow, try to work around Hungerford.
Look at that, oh.
Forearm shiver there from, excuse me, Eli Bride. Results in a foul and a free kick for the Robins as a substitution heading to the touchline for Brent Sorg. It's Fedi Omar.
Are you allowed to make predictions from the booth?
I try not to sometimes.
You try not to? I mean, there's no bias. You're not for any team. I'm not for any team. But what do you think is going to happen?
It's going to be a grudge match for the final 35 minutes in this one. Played forward along the near side, Bouchard. He's got the lone goal. Bouchard off of Antcliffe. Still with it outside the 18. Played out for Withrow. Back for Tremonti. Lovely bit of skill there from the visitors. Looking inside for Landefeld. He goes down. No penalty, says the referee. The Livonia bench up in arms as we play on.
I think he fell a little too soft, but that was convincing, though. Yeah, he tried to sell it.
Very close there from Jack Beck on his former teammate. As we await the insertion of Fedi Omar into the game. Played quickly by the visitors, so Omar will have to wait to enter this one. For Daniel Silva now. Seth Russ. He's in onside. Still Russ trying to work around Tremonti. Now to Silva. His cross deflected, sent back outside the 18. A return feed into the arms of the inserted Quinn Twos. A curious halftime goalkeeper substitution for Livonia as Zachary Shuck, as noted earlier, maybe did not have his best of distribution days today.
Surely, I think so. A lot of their work just came from the back and trying to play more out wide. And I thought they were more successful if they tried to cross it in. But now with the new number 9 for Livonia, what is his name?
Matt Bouchard.
Bouchard, yeah. With that's a difference maker right there, because he looks like he's doing that hold-up play thing, trying to be dangerous. Takes a couple of shots from outside. He's presenting a new danger in the game, that's for sure.
And Tremonti for descent, kicked the ball away. A late whistle there from the referee. Tremonti not pleased with the foul, not pleased with the card as well. It'll be the second booking of the game, both of them going towards Livonia City. As once again, the bench for Livonia City not pleased with the men in green. Instead played now for Jack Beck. Hungerford, well out of the reach of Toon. As we will now get that substitution for Lansing Common. It'll be Fedi Omar, who makes his now 5th appearance this season in place of Victor Toon, who opened the scoring off of the deflection in the 31st minute. The ball just past the goal line resulted in the game's opening goal. As it appears to be a lower body injury.
Oh, man.
That has run its course through Victor Toon, who will end his 2023 season with 9 appearances, 4 starts, and 3 goals. Surely a good campaign for him in his 2nd season with Mid-Michigan's major semi-professional soccer team. Now Antcliffe looking inside, has Russ, back stick,
has to be.
Russ!
Oh my gosh.
What a save by Twos!
Oh my gosh. Now that was a beautiful through ball. I do not know genuinely how you missed that after controlling the ball in the box. But then again, I'm not in the game. I'm a spectator. I'm only here to watch. We'll see if they get another chance again, but that just might have been a defining moment there. They might cry for that chance again. But we'll see how the game goes.
Seth Russ with an opportunity to tie Shetty Omar's single-season record. A reckless challenge by Antcliffe won the ball. Once again, the bench for Livonia up in arms. Instead, Lansing Common with possession in the following third. Forced to play it back is Silva. Now for Beck. Ooh. Skips past his first man. Landfeld with the second challenge, able to win the ball. Along the near wing, Bouchard. Looking far side. Has Withrow. Withrow, one man to beat.
Oh.
Just over the bar as TJ Withrow's best chance of the game goes awry. And once again, a breath of fresh air for the home side.
That is indeed. I think it's balanced at this rate. If both teams are missing chances, it's a back and forth. It's exciting, but put that ball at the back of the net. Give yourself a chance. Oh.
Antcliffe able to escape that ball. It's Jordan Witt. Once again, making himself a pass along the near wing. Russ unable to keep it in along the far touchline. Will result in a Livonia throw. As we approach the hour mark, another substitution will be made for Brent Sorg's side as Josh Rosendale has made his way to the 4th official. Once again, Livonia pressing forward. Looking for Withrow. A lovely 1-2 with Bouchard. Withrow inside. Payne able to get the deflection sent out by Hungerford. It's TJ Withrow and Mac Bouchard, the 2 substitutes for the visitors, have been the dangerment so far. Landfeld dispossessed by Payne. Collected now by Beck. He takes a late clip behind the play. Play on, says the referee. Another substitution coming up for Livonia City in the next few moments.
I'm actually starting to wonder why they didn't start the front 2 for Livonia with Bouchard in there, because they completely have changed the game right now. They're able to possess better. They're attacking. They're shooting more. They're creating chances. 1v1s with the goalkeeper. They just have to convert, and we're talking a different game right now.
Looks as though it'll be Luke Florjak. Will be the next substitute for Livonia, their 4th of the match. Shirali inside, Dixon, past his man, Dixon! Just wide of the post.
What a ball. I believe from Munir. Sheesh. He went from scoring a free kick out of nowhere. He was quiet first half, and now he's coming to life. That was a good ball. Good effort, too, from the finisher, of course.
That will be Brandon Dixon's last action of the 2023 season. It will be Josh Rosendale who will make his final appearance with Lansing Common. The substitute for Livonia City, Jordan Witt's race has been run. It'll be Luke Florjak inserted for the visitors. As Rosendale, the native of formerly Olivet College, now University of Olivet, played 4 seasons for the Comets.
Okay. Yeah, I genuinely don't know what direction this game is taking. It's a good back and forth, solid back and forth.
Looking forward for Silva. Took a deflection off of him, sent out by Withrow. The results, as the referee still debating on which way this throw-in is going. It'll be a Lansing Common throw. Inside the final third as we've hit the hour mark here in the capital city. The next goal, should it come, will be massive for either side as the battle for third place in the Great Lakes West Division continues. Rosendale, the long throw. Omar, back post.
Has to
Voigt!
be. Has to be. Has to be.
What a strike by Jack Voigt! And with that, becomes the Lansing Common all-time goal scorer and has just made this a 2-goal game once again. As Lansing reclaims the 2-goal lead, it's now Lansing Common 3, Livonia City 1.
Listen, you let the ball bounce in the ball that way and give him that much time and think nothing is gonna happen, I don't know. That was a beautiful goal. And there's nothing the goalkeeper could have done about that.
And that may be one last, what a strike from me. That was unreasonable from Jack Voigt. That man has a family. A laser from outside the 6-yard box. As Jack Voigt, after 6 goals last season, has 4 this season and has overtaken former Lansing Common forward Shedi Omar for the all-time lead in goal scoring by an individual.
I mean, rightfully so. That finish was clinical. Busted the net with that one. Like you said, the goalkeeper has a family after all. I don't know what he was thinking. He could have placed there, but a goal's a goal, isn't it?
And once again, that's going to be a goal, not directly off a set piece, but that's how Brett Sorg will chalk it up. So once again, the Robins clinical when they needed to be. Rosendale looking for Omar. Couldn't get in front of Florjak. Rosendale off of Withrow. Twos will play it up for safety. Hungerford got entangled with Rafferty. It'll result in a free kick for the visiting side just past the halfway line. As after Mac Bouchard made this game interesting with a goal inside the first 7 minutes of the second half, Jack Voigt's 4th goal of the season has reclaimed the Lansing 2-goal lead in the final 45 minutes of, once again, another remarkable season for the boys in red. And after what had been a back-and-forth affair for the first 15 minutes, this ball sent in. Spiegel there to collect safely inside his own 6. And as we talked about, Hope, it was really back and forth for that first 15 minutes, but that strike has really kind of leveled things out for Livonia. They're still having to play on the front foot, but now it's an even more daunting task.
Very correct, very correct. I can also sense the shift in energy right now. Livonia came out live, they wanted a goal, they got a goal, but then, you know, Lansing Common, that was a beautiful response, emphatic response, as a matter of fact, and yeah, momentum has changed completely right now.
As Morrison whistled for an offside, and another substitute getting warmed up along the near touchline. Julian Burge, the captain, set to come in. It'll be his final appearance of the season, and as we learned in the pregame, and we'll make aware now, it'll be his final appearance as a Lansing Common Robin.
I'm sure everyone's gonna miss him.
Try to work around Florjak. Omar gets around Florjak.
Oh my gosh.
Still Fedi Omar. Played interior, goes down. Late tackle by Florjak, no penalty once again. And assistant to the assistant coach, Teo Decore, with a not so spectacular touch inside his own technical area.
You think the ref is playing it safe, not calling anything that's inside the box, just to, that makes sense?
Flow of the game is the name of this game. Easily dealt with by Livonia. Now Bouchard. Once again, Morrison in an offside position, forced to let it run out along the near wing. Once again for a common throw with just under 25 minutes left in this one. Antcliffe to take the throw. Sent off of a Lansing player and out for a Livonia throw. As the teams trade possession. Looking interior for Landfeld, picked out by Antcliffe. Now Jack Beck spots the run of Seth Russ. Trying to work around Versteeg. Russ at the far wing, waiting for reinforcements. Russ turns inside. Right foot blocked. Back! Easily dealt with by Florjak. Now out for Landfeld. As once again, Livonia's defenders doing well to negate any danger here. Keep Lansing Common from eclipsing a fourth goal. Now Bouchard. Rafferty. Lovely ball along the far side, Versteeg. Played back Landfeld. Won the challenge, turned over though to Landon Hungerford. Spots to run a Silva too far in front of him with throw. Back inside the Lansing 18. Dealt with easily by Spiegel. So we still await that substitution for Lansing Common. With just over 20 minutes remaining here in the finale of the third season for the Robins. Now Munir Shirali. Back for Antcliffe. As Robins welcoming the pressure of the visitors who find themselves down by 2 goals. Once again in this match. Turnover there by Shirali. Payne, their first to intercept. Now Rosendale. Kevin Payne. Back for Munir Shirali, who will possibly exit this match in place of Julian Burge. And what may also be his final game as a Lansing Common player, as he will attend the University of Michigan's medical school in the fall, as Omar in an offside position. This one should welcome the fourth substitution, I should say, for Lansing Common, as Seth Russ's night is done. And now it'll be the captain, Julian Burge, who will make his final appearance at Eastern Stadium. His final appearance as a semi-professional soccer player. Graduated from Alma College, currently teaches, or excuse me, is a school counselor at East Lansing High School, coaching their women's soccer program. Burge, who was Lansing Common's first signing as a club back in 2021.
Whoa.
Instead, now Livonia City. Bouchard looking near wing for Florjak. Dealt with first by Hungerford, only as far as Bouchard.
I knew he was gonna do that. Good effort, good effort. I knew he was gonna go for it.
Had the right idea, just couldn't finish.
What do you make of the man that was subbed out, actually? Number 3, Russ. I thought he was very hard-working. I saw him make a couple of overlapping runs in the first half, even in the second half. Good work, good work.
Russ, who has been a staple as the lone forward and now the duo threat in this new makeshift formation for the Robins halfway through the season. He will exit this game tied for second in single season goals with 8. Finish now 3rd all time after Jack Voigt's 10th goal, or 10th career goal, I should say. It's the latest substitution for Livonia City, Jason Janowski. Livonia City approaches their limit on substitutes here on what has been a hot evening in the capital of Mid-Michigan. Landfeld. Schleicher. Now for Matthew Rafferty. Janowski.
Oh, my Lord.
Got around Antcliffe. Janowski
Oh, my God.
tried to go near post. Spiegel was there as the shot glances well wide of the near post. Out for a Lansing Common goal kick. Spiegel send it up, shielded by Voigt. Knotted down by Rosendale. Shirali, too far in front of him, went through the player, tried to win it back. Advantage played. Florzak. Instead sends it away. Payne will collect it for Lansing Common. Pressured immediately. Turned over by Antcliffe. Florzak. Rafferty. Played off of Antcliffe, off of Rafferty again, and out for a Lansing Common throw. Rosendale. Steered aside by Tremonti. It's that last substitution for Stieg, who has made way for Jason Janowski, a defender, or excuse me, a forward for defender substitution. Livonia City still needing 2 goals to pull within 1, or to level this game here as we approach the final 20 minutes. Bouchard. Now Landfeld. Birch tried to work past Bouchard. Kept in along the near touchline. Now for Kevin Payne. Sent up Tremonti. Around the run of Silva. Florzak. Went for the shot, deflected by Payne. Now out to Omar. Tying the run was Rosendale. As the flag goes up along the near side, Rosendale unable to hold his run in time. It's a double substitution about to be made for the visitors. Be their 7th and final substitution. As Sam Marasco and Mitchell Jones will make their way onto the pitch. Will signal the end of the day. For, I believe, Matthew Rafferty. And Eli Bride. Florzak. Looking for Marasco. Instead rolls out for a Lansing Common throw.
Livonia City FC number 2, Mitchell Jones, and number 20, Sam Marasco. They will be replacing number 5, Eli Bride, and number 5, Matthew Rafferty.
Some official wording from our P&A announcer. Bride and Rafferty making their way for Marasco and Jones. Looking up for Rosendale. Trying to pass. Looked as though Schleicher was able to get in front of Joshua Rosendale before any danger had presented itself, as the official attendance announced a whopping 587 individuals here tonight in Lansing, the best crowd so far for the season. Still not eclipsing the record 700 plus that were here this time last year for the championship game between this Lansing Common side and Inter Detroit.
Wow. I have to say, I hope the players are grateful for the support that they're being shown, because this is probably one of the largest, if not the largest crowd I've seen for any semi-pro game that I've attended. So count your blessings, Lansing Common boys.
As once again, the Robins will earn themselves a throw. Another substitution set to be made for head coach Brent Sorg, as Avery Dresky will make an appearance in the final quarter of an hour here. The final quarter of an hour for many folks here in attendance, including Josh Rosendale and Julian Burge making their last runabouts on this pitch. But maybe not the last that anybody has seen of them in a Lansing Common shirt, piece of apparel, kit, something of the sorts, as we await their future plans. There's no doubt both of them have been assistants to the assistants at this point throughout the season. Both players serving as mentors for the younger players on this squad, with a plethora of wisdom with their old-ish age. Landfeld, Bouchard, for the newly inserted Jones. Janowski has room along the far side. Janowski inside, Antcliffe there first. Sent out to Shirali, away from any danger. So he gets the return feed from Silva. Near side for Jack Voigt. Possible counter here for the Robins. Voigt waiting for the run of Rosendale. Played him a little late. Instead, the flag goes up. Rosendale will have to wait another day. Rosendale, who has 3 career goals for the Robins, scored a goal in his first appearance this season against United West. You called that goal in the 4-0 victory for Lansing Common.
Lansing Commons. He's hungry. He always is looking for the goal, which is what I love about him. So we'll see if he's going to get one tonight.
As Munir Shirali, his day is done, possibly his career as a Robin done as of now. We await to see what he does next season, as medical school is not one of those things you mess around with in the summer. Replacing him will be Avery Dresky, who now makes his 14th appearance as Robin, his 7th this season. Earned his first club point on an assist on Seth Russ's hat-trick goal versus BIH Grand Rapids in June. Now Landfeld, as the visitors still searching for that elusive goal to put them within 1. Fedi Omar along the far wing, has Withrow to beat, skips past him, 2-on-1 possibly. Omar backtracking Joge. Omar!
What a goal. Individual brilliance galore.
What an individual run by Fedi Omar. His 3rd goal as a Robin. After scoring the brace against Tulip City, a warm embrace from his teammates as he now opens the scoring. It's Lansing Common. It's 4, Livonia City 1.
Yeah, there's clinical goal. You know, beat a defender, ran past one, beautiful placement. There's nothing you can ask more from an attacker than what he just did right there. So that was well deserved. That was beautiful. I actually thought he was going to play it safe and pass the ball. So it took a lot of guts and bravery. Congratulations to him, though, for the goal.
As the official attendance read by RPA announcer Matt Sharto, 586 Lansing Common fans, 1 Livonia City fan. And you do some Big J journalism math, that is indeed 587 spectators here in this 4-1 match. Landfeld not ready to give up yet. Thought he had won the challenge, deflected off of him. Last touch by Kellen Landfeld, out for a goal kick. As 10 minutes remain in the final half of Lansing Common's 2023 season. Off the head of Rosendale. Omar looking to increase his account. Turned over to Silva. Looking through for Rosendale. Couldn't get the final touch. Would have been a Cinderella story for Rosendale to score in what is expected to be his final appearance. Burge, encased with Landefeld, rolled in. Julian Burge using those legs, a late clip there by a Livonia player. It looks as though that was Schleicher. Got a stern warning from the referee. Spiegel got up with no harm, no foul. Antcliffe off of Florjak, back to Kevin Payne. Now to Daniel Silva. Looking for the run of Voigt, instead deflected off of Schleicher and out for a Lansing Common throw. Throw in, looking for the big body of Rosendale. Now Voigt. Back for Jack Beck. Has Hungerford along the far wing with acres of space. Still Landon Hungerford. Hungerford, the right foot! Into the waning arms of Tews. It's Hungerford, the last of the three horsemen for Brent Sorg to score a goal this season. He has yet to. So Rosendale had to check his run. It'll float in just outside the 18-yard box of Tews. And after Livonia City seemingly shocked the home side after coming back from halftime, it really has been Lansing Common who has played to their strengths, the possession game working for them, and they've effectively killed off a majority of this game. Agreed, 100%. Janowski trying to work around Burge. Second effort, Antcliffe. Able to win a free kick as well as Janowski with a dangerous tackle inside the 18. Antcliffe able to get up under his own power.
No, the one thing that I can say is that the Lansing Common boys, it was good for them to still be in the game and still play, because after the 2-1, I didn't see any heads down, and that was the most important part of the whole thing. Otherwise, they could have dropped some goals in and conceded and lost the game eventually. But I think the fact that they still wanted to play and they still fought to score those goals is a difference maker now, and they're up ahead 4-1, just like that.
As Voigt will commit the foul. Couldn't get on the right side of Landefeld, who is maybe not lived up to his own expectations today. He's been a really good player anytime he's played Lansing Common. As most fans would know, Landefeld played for DCFC's U23 squad in the first season.
Wow.
A rather shifty midfielder who is not afraid to shy away from a shot, but has played the role of distributor, which would please many coaches as he's able to be clinical in that role.
It is always beautiful to see that. And credit to the Livonia boys too, to perform the way that they have done, at least in the fair bit of the game, away with 500 and something fans when they have won. That's hard right there.
As Lansing Common for the past 3 years has enjoyed a courteous home field advantage as this ball played forward. Rosendale whiffed on everything. Maybe saw Tremonti behind him, didn't want to airmail him to Sparrow Hospital just across the way.
Rosendale is hungry. He wants a goal in this game.
Looking for Bouchard, sent off the left boot of Beck, out for another throw. Played quickly by Landfeld. Florjak tried to play it back. Instead brought forward now for Rosendale for Lansing Common. Lovely ball over to the far side, too far in front of Omar. So he won't be able to keep it in along the far side. It results in a Livonia City throw. It's Josh Rosendale trying to get on the score sheet in his final match. Instead, he'll have to wait as we approach just over 5 minutes plus whatever stoppage time remains in the final game of 2023. Dresky, the native of St. Bonaventure. Played locally at DeWitt High School. He's been good in his slight few appearances with Brent Sorg, and no doubt he will be one to look out for as Robin to return on this roster next season. Played back to Spiegel. Easily dealt with up to Jack Beck. Looking for the run of Hungerford. Hungerford, acres of time. Trying to play it inside. Omar's shot easily dealt with by twos. As Mitchell Jones along that far side, inserted for Matthew Rafferty, has had to deal with that wing run of Landon Hungerford. As it'll be another substitution for Lansing Common. As this ball played forward, Rosendale looks to be onside. Has one man to beat.
Here.
Rosendale off of the save.
Goal.
Tap in for Omar.
That is
It
goal.
won't count as an assist, but Fetty Omar's brace has made this game wide open as Rosendale will possibly get an assist on that one.
I will give credit to Rosendale. It takes technical prowess to identify that you need to shoot across so that if the keeper saves it, it comes back into play kind of thing. But obviously Omar finished that well as he should. He already had a goal. It doesn't get more beautiful than that. Brace for him. Easy brace, actually.
Fetty Omar with his second brace in 4 games after that 2-goal outing against Tulip City has made it Lansing Common 5, Livonia City 1. And for the first time this season, during the goal announcement, Kevin Payne has exited the pitch as he has played all 12 games this season. It is a defender for midfielder substitution as Holden Clark, the goalkeeper, has now made his first appearance as an outfield player. Showing up against Landfeld, as now Julian Burge will drop back into defense. Voigt along the far side. Now Janowski in the middle of the park. Dresky deals with the initial pressure. Still collected by Livonia. Up top, Landefeld. Now Florzak. The right foot!
Oh my
What a
Lord.
save, Spiegel! As he knocked it out with the right palm, it's sent out for a Livonia corner. As Sam Spiegel, who's been pierced once off of a bad bounce inside his own 18-yard box, with another miraculous save on his highlight reel season.
That was actually a great save. That was a good shot.
Now the in-swinger for the visitors. Looking back post. Still alive. As Holden Clark, our official statistician Josh Pugh, who's taken a backseat to this game, won both of those headers. Now Clark with time and space. Tried to work around Florzak. Great defensive play there by the Livonia City player. As Clark maybe waited too long in possession, had numbers forward instead. Robbins will keep possession as we approach the final 2 minutes here of 2023. Antcliffe battling. Kept alive.
He's gonna shoot it.
Schleicher!
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
Jacob Schleicher from no man's land put it past Spiegel. But it's all too little too late for the visitors as it makes it Lansing Common 5, Livonia City 2.
Sheesh. That was a great low shot right there.
As Livonia City may have bookended this second half with incredible performances by their midfielders and forwards. That middle 30 minutes, 40 minutes at that saw Lansing Common score 3 consecutive goals. Has kept this game at bay as Burge will head it out as we approach the final minute here, plus stoppage time. A minimum of 3 minutes will ensue. Orozco looking for Bouchard, dispossessed by Daniel Silva. Played back for Spiegel and sent back up to the halfway line. Jones entangled with Omar. Jones from his back able to win the ball again. And this time it'll be a foul committed by Omar as the second challenge given as a foul. He'll go into this caution book. It's now Fedi Omar with a brace and a yellow card in his final appearance this season.
Yeah, he didn't need to go into that tackle that hard, but you know, heart, you're in the moment, you want to win the ball, you want your team to win as they're already winning, so you can't blame him too much.
Livonia looking to play a dangerous ball. Spiegel with acres of space inside his 6, able to make the stop. So pushes troops forward. So Robbins look to kill the remaining 3 minutes of this one as we are into stoppage time for the final time this season. Clark trying to win himself a throw and instead off of his backside and out for a throw.
What do you make of Payne's role for the Lansing Common side? Because I'm noticing that, I mean, they're still good, they're still defending well, but I think he's the anchor, like the core. He's the one that brings the shape and the solidarity in the team at the back four. So I thought that was him, yeah. Mr. Payne.
Kevin, House of Payne, they call him in the supporters section. He has his own tifo as well.
Okay.
He's one of those players that not only loves playing for this club, he loves exactly what Lansing Common stands for in the community. Before the game, we had a soccer showcase amongst the youth, a free youth clinic. As Payne walked in, he smiled and had a slight chuckle about him. This ball dealt with by Dresky. Easily dealt with by Burgess. Payne had that slight chuckle. Looking at the amount of youth that came in attendance today is something that he's loved about the club's publicity, and even more as he's had that feature story written about him in the local news.
That's powerful.
Able to promote Lansing Common to the greater Lansing area. As Janowski trying to work around Jack Voigt. Janowski able to try and win the ball instead. Results in a foul as we've hit the final 60 seconds of the 2023 season. The Robins firmly in control of this game.
Oh.
Voigt played off of Janowski. He'll play it quickly again. Sent out by Florjak. It'll be a yellow card for Jason Janowski for misconduct as he was within 10 yards of the free kick for Jack Voigt. Who has since gone down with a slight cramp as we started out 79 degrees, 74 degrees in Lansing, the high of 82 today.
Sheesh.
Rather stern day, or slightly warm day, not the warmest we've had this season. As referee plays on as we've hit the minimum 3 minutes of stoppage time, as that will do it. Lansing Common, not the season they would have wanted, but a third-place finish in the Midwest Premier League's Great Lakes West Division. Hope, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming by, dropping your wisdom. We appreciate all of it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for welcoming me into your house. I appreciate that. And good luck to Lansing Common and their fans, you know, whatever else they have in their journey next.
As that will do it, the final time you will see Julian Burge and Josh Rosendale on the pitch. This is my final time here on the microphone. And before I ramble on too long, there are only a few people I would like to thank. I would like to thank the Lansing Common Board for giving me this opportunity. I would love to thank the people I've had alongside me all these years, Josh Pugh and you, Hope, this season. It's been a pleasure. Luke Sloan, Luca Maloney, friends of the program, Grace Burke and Lauren Kinley, for all they've done, all the interns that I've worked with this season, past seasons. And lastly, I would like to thank my parents for giving me this opportunity to stay in Michigan and give me a chance to live out my dream. This has been a dream come true, and holding back the tears at the moment, but this has been an absolute dream, and whoever has decides to pick up this headset next, you have rather large shoes to fill, as for the final time in Michigan's capital city, it finishes Lansing Common 5, Livonia City 2. Good night, and it's never goodbye. It's see you later.